Hi everyone, Matt Ward back with you on my train journey. Thanks for joining us. I am going to wire my main power lines today. Um, as you saw in the last video, set up the module layout. Did the bench work, so to speak. It's 4 foot high. I've got 4 6-foot by 2-foot modules. We're going to recess some foam in here and wire this up. So I'm going to wire it up first, and I'm going to show you some of the components I'm using. I am by no means an expert. In fact, I'm a beginner. The whole point of this video series is to show you what the journey is. Somebody who's not very handy. I'm a computer guy. I own a web design company. So I am by far not the handyman. In fact, I usually hire someone to do this type of stuff. But I decided I needed a hobby, and this is what I was drawn to. So right now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you drilling a couple holes here. I'm drilling holes for the wires to run through the modules, and then I'm gonna put some strips, some connector strips on the ends, and I'll show you what those are like, and then connect up all the wires. I think I'm a little short on the connector strips. I might have to go to Radio Shack and get a couple more, but you'll get the idea, and I'll get some of it wired. So let me go ahead and drill a couple holes here. So I've just got a 3/8 inch drill bit here, and just gonna Alright, so a nice little hole there. As you can see, cleared it out. Now, from a wire standpoint, I should be able to get I have 12 gauge wire going through here, and that's apparently what you're supposed to use. So I guess that's what I'm using, which is probably a good thing. And I'm going to have 20 gauge for the feeders. So I'm going to go ahead and do a few of those things, and then I'll come back and show you what it's like. Alright, so I just want to show you the connectors I'm using for my primary wire here, primary power source, both positive and negative. I'm using this European style terminal strip, and it comes in a long strip like this. As you can see, I've got it broken up here, but I'll explain that in a second. Picked this up at Radio Shack. As you can see, it was $3 something, and it was on clearance for $1.67, so actually a pretty good deal. So just took it out of the container there, and just took a simple razor blade and separated it in sections of 2s. So basically, I've got 6 pieces there. I'm actually going to put, 3 on each, module, and I'll explain that as we go forward. Yeah, so I'll put 1 on each end and then 1 in the middle, and use some jumpers. I'll use these suitcase clamps, I guess they're called. At Radio Shack, they're tap-in connectors, and you get 4 for about $2.80, $2.79, $2.19, whatever that says. I'll do those, and then basically get the layout wired, and be moving on. So we'll splice this in, and I'll show you what's going on. Okay, and we're back with the actual wiring now complete. You saw me drill this hole earlier, and I put on these European connector strips. I've got my black and red wires going into the top, and the bottom are actually my jumpers. I'm calling them jumpers. They basically jump through the hole here and head on right over into the bottom on this side. That way, when I move my module layout, I can just simply disconnect one section there with a screw. They have a screw right in the end. so I can just disconnect the bottom, put the module wherever, and as I've said before, I plan on moving eventually, so this is ideal for me. Want to mention that the suitcase connectors I've got here, these taps that I guess they're called, other people call them suitcase connectors, are a real pain in the butt to put on. You know, if you're not an electrician and you're not a handyman, this is like, it's a real pain. It's a lot of, you gotta have the right wrenches and the right tool. I obviously did not have the right tool, so it damaged one of them, and basically it ended up bending the metal piece. I was using just a traditional pair of pliers, orange handle pliers for it. It just simply was not strong enough, so I changed up to the trusty plumber channel lock that are really, really heavy and durable. And so finally I figured this out, but I had already damaged one of them. So luckily I had a small little kit from a previously wiring project in the house, and was able to use this type of connector here. Show you what that looks like in the raw state. That looks like this. Let me put it underneath the light so you can see it. So it comes like this, and just put one wire in one side and clamp them down. That was a heck of a lot easier to use than those, but these were recommended to me by somebody over at the Model Railroading Club, so that's what I grabbed. And now I wish all along I had used these things, because they're so much better.